So you have a smaller trading account, no shame at all. We all have to start somewhere. And at this phase in your journey, that's okay. I do realize though, you're not gonna have as many choices. So that's why I wanna offer you up this solution here that I think you should really consider, because I think it will really help you out and you'll have a good time with it, in the sense of you'll just appreciate the opportunities that you'll get and just the flexibility that it affords you, even with that smaller account. Now, I will be saying a word, and you have to promise me that as soon as you hear this word, you're not gonna go running for the hills, because this word used to always intimidate me, but I assure you, it's not as bad as what the reputation is. I remember being intimidated all the time, thinking, oh, that's way too advanced, there's way too much stuff going on, and yeah, these things can be made very complicated, but you can also approach them in a very simple way. And what I'm talking about here are options. In fact, if you want, comment down below for this guide and I will link you to it completely free, and it'll walk you through the big basics of day trading options. So yes, like I said, you can approach these and make them very, very complicated. Maybe you heard of like the iron condors and the butterflies and all that sort of stuff, but they don't have to be that way. You can approach them very straightforward, and that's what you'll learn about in that guide. And that's exactly how I would encourage you to approach them, especially with this smaller account. No, I'm not saying that's the only way you have to. I'm just operating under the premise that you do have a smaller account. And what I want to focus on specifically in this video are called SPX options. And the reason why I'm focused on SPX options are because they are based on basically the S&P 500, to keep things very simple. So I say that because when something is based on the S&P 500, you know there's going to be opportunities every single day, because, well, every single day the S&P 500 is going up and down and doing all sorts of things. So based on that alone, you're going to have opportunity. And you're gonna have a lot of time savings, because you're not gonna have to go out there and search and scan and try to find something to trade. No, you're gonna know what you're gonna trade every day, SPX options. So let me share a little bit more with you here and how this all works and why I would say it's at least worth considering. Now, a big question here is, okay, Clay, fine, you keep talking about smaller account, but like, how much money do I need? And to best illustrate this and give you a quick little lesson in options and how they really don't need to be complicated is, let's take a look at a trade that I recently made. I'm actually gonna show you this trade too, so you can see everything in action. But again, we're looking at SPX options, and the price I want to point out is $45. Now, maybe on the surface you're thinking, okay, so it costs you $45. Not quite. Oh, great, Clay, here we go. The math's getting crazy. No, it's really not. So my question to you is this: do you have the ability to take $45, enter that into a calculator, and then multiply it by 100? Because that's how the math works within options. You look at the option price and then you multiply it by 100. So option price 45, multiply it by 100. If you can type that into a calculator, maybe you can even do it mentally, then there you go. You have a big bit of option math already taken care of. So the requirement for this was I needed $4,500 in my account. Now maybe you're thinking, Clay, I don't have $4,500 in my account. Okay, fine, fair enough. Let me show you all the flexibility that options give you. Once again, don't get overcomplicated. I remember I would always see what's known as this options chain and think, oh, look at all those numbers. This is so complicated. I promise it is not. So again, link down below, or let me know and I'll send you the link to the guide, and we'll start to really make this stuff not as complicated as it may seem. But the point here being is you have a lot of choices. So let me change this out from 6 to, if you're wondering, hey Clay, what are you using for this? This is Webull. If you want, I'll put a link down below for Webull. Let me know, and they're always running promotions and stuff like that. But in expanding this, I want to now start to focus on the prices over here of what you could buy. So remember the math lesson we just had, multiply by 100. Well, here's one, multiply by 100. So yeah, in your account, you need 4,680. But over here, check this one out, 5 cents. So do you have 50 bucks in your account? Right here, $5.80. Do you have $580 in your account? Right there. Multiply by 100, do you have $1,140 in your account? Right there, that would cost $2,160. And let me extend this out even more to really just, so you can see here, as I go down, there we go. So you're seeing all the different choices. Now I know you're seeing all sorts of numbers, but just realize that you have a bunch of choices that you can choose from. You can go from needing basically $5,000 in your account to down here needing $580 in your account to right there needing $100 in your account. So the options do offer a whole lot of flexibility. These are all called strike prices. Once again, I'll cover that in the class. But the core dynamic here is you have a lot of choices in terms of what sort of prices you would need to pay, which would dictate how much money you actually need in your account. So we've already looked at the math here, and then, okay, well, Clay, like, do these require a whole lot of time? And they do not. In fact, right here, you can see via my order how long this trade actually took. And I'm going to show you here in just a second. But your eyes are not deceiving you. This trade took a total of 8 seconds. So 8 seconds for this trade, and I was able to buy at 45, sell at 46. So when you do that math, I came out with $100 profit in 8 seconds. I'll say that again, $100 profit in 8 seconds. Now, I don't know if that's worth your time. Only you can answer that question. But my point here is that it is possible. And you're about to see this very trade here. So the way my platform works, it is white right now, right here, because I have not been filled. But when I do get filled, when I am able to purchase, that will turn to green. And then you'll notice another white order will show down here. And that will be white. And then when it's green, that means I've been able to sell. So we'll play this video out and you'll see exactly how this works out. So again, so right now I am in. Notice it has gone to green. So I've now thrown out my order at 46. It's white, and if that can change to green, that means I have gotten out. So right there, I am out for, over here, you can see $100 gain. And that's why these things are really, really powerful and should be considered. You have a whole lot of flexibility. You saw all those different prices you could choose from up to needing $5,000 in your account to down to needing $50, $100 in your account. You saw how fast they can move. I mean, that whole trade didn't last very long at all for a nice $100. Now, I should also know, should you expect that on every single trade? That's not my claim. I'm only pointing out that these things can move very quickly, so they can give you good opportunity in relatively small amounts of time. And again, it's always just caring about the S&P 500 because they're SPX options, meaning you don't have to go searching everywhere. You can always show up at your desk every morning saying, hey, I know what I'm going to watch today, the S&P 500. And there you go. No scanning, no building watch list or anything like that. So, I mean, just from a time saving standpoint, it offers a whole lot of benefits. So SPX options is something that I would say for you to consider. And again, if you want to learn more about those options, let me know down below and I'll link you to that guide. I have lots of other videos about SPX options if you want to check those out. But that's where I would start. That's where I would at least ask you to consider for all the reasons discussed. If you have that smaller account, then I think SPX options could really help you out. First off, thanks so much for watching the entire video. Real quick, before you go, I want to invite you to a live webinar, web class, training, workshop, online event, whatever you want to call it, but it will be me live revealing to you what I've discovered that has allowed me to transform myself from being an employee to being my own boss, including how I had only one losing day out of 73 days in total. I'm going to cover 3 keys that have helped me unlock profitable consistency within the markets. The first key is super weird, but in a productive type of way. The second key is super awesome because it quite literally is wired into our DNA as humans, making it very easy to use. But in a cruel way, this becomes a pitfall for many traders. I'll explain it all though, including how to avoid the pitfall that it creates for some. And yeah, the third key, when you hear it, sounds way too good to be true, but it's not, and I'll show you how it all works. Then at the end, I open it up for a question and answer session that is, again, totally live. Even if you can't make the live session, please still sign up as it will be recorded, and you can go back and watch the replay that I will send you. Click the image on the screen or click the link down in the description box so you can get the date and time and claim your spot, which I should note is limited due to the fact that this truly is a live event. If you have any questions, let me know. If not, I'll be seeing you soon.